Hey guys, so today I've come with another tutorial on how you can do your own landing page roast. We've all seen that we all have these beautiful landing pages, and there's a lot to be said about increasing the conversion rates of these landing pages. And earlier you used to have to pay, certain amount of dollars to somebody to kind of come in, audit the landing page, make some changes, do like an initial survey of how the landing page is performing, and then based on that give some actionable items that you could potentially execute to make sure your conversions go up, right? But with AI, that process can now be automated thanks to an agent. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can create your own workflow that can audit your own landing page. All you have to do is essentially drop in your landing page URL, and then the agent comes in, takes a look at your entire landing page, knows the language that you kind of write, it's trained on the best practices, and it gives you like a comprehensive report, which it sends to you via email. So it's a pretty straightforward, simple workflow, but it can save you a lot of time and can give you a lot of interesting insights thanks to AI. So let's dive in and I'll show you how this thing works. So this is a simple workflow. As you can see, it's when a chat message is received, and this trigger is such that you can kind of click this URL and send it to, and just kind of paste it basically into any URL, and you can access it there. And you can also embed it in a chat in a chat widget on a website if that's something that you want to offer as well. But essentially the interface is this, where you come in and you type in a URL. In this case, I have entered this URL called cluely.com. It's a very trending startup and they've gone viral multiple times on social media, and so I've come up with cluely.com, all right? So that's the use case we're going to be taking a look at today. Post which, once the URL is submitted on the user side, it goes to this node, an HTTP request node. And this is essentially a firecrawl node, which is taking a post method, and we have this URL, which it's sending the URL to, which is going to scrape the entire Cluely website, the Cluely landing page. And we have set up the parameters here. So I've shown you in the earlier video on how you can kind of set this up on your own. So essentially you go into firecrawl.dev, take out your API keys and paste it into this credential that you create for Firecrawl, and you turn on the body requests. So body type will be JSON, and if you look at this prompt, it's essentially saying that this URL is essentially the chat input that I'm putting in, which is this one, the URL cluely.com. So this is what I'm putting into the URL here. The format is going to be JSON, and the prompt is that it's going to extract the landing page's copy, like the headline, the body copy, the feature section headline, sub-headline, value proposition section, pricing page, and scrape every text that's on the page and leave nothing out. So this is what's going to scrape, right? And because it's going to take a bit of time, I've set the timeout to 120,000 seconds. Because it's going to take a bit of time to kind of come in and do all of those things, right? So you want to make sure that the node executes it before getting timed out. So it's just like a caveat there that you should keep in mind. So this is what happens on the HTTP request node that we are sending to Firecrawl. It's essentially scraping all of the copy of the landing page. Right. So you can see that all of this data is coming in. Now that's a lot of data, right? Twitter image, title, description, Twitter image, favicon, headline, body copy, all of these things, right? It's taking all of this input in. So now what we want to do is we want to clean this up a little. So we're going to open up this node, which is the edit fields node, right? So here what I'm sending is I'm sending this data, this all text node. I'm putting this here. So it's going to clean this up and send out a output. So let's see what the output looks like. So the edit fields section has done its thing and it's cleaned it up a little bit. So you can see that it has these \n modules. That means these are essentially spaces. So you have this one chunk, then you have another chunk separated by these \n commands. So you have this sort of cleaned up, and all of this metadata that was on here, this OG image width, this Twitter and favicons and all that stuff, that's gone because we didn't need any of those. We just needed the plain text copy of the landing page, which is now here, right? So now, if you want to take a look at the JSON, you can see that this is everything that comes out, right? This is all the raw text that's on the website. It's still not clean, but we'll fix it up later. But now we're going to send this to an OpenAI model, which is set up to a GPT-4o model, and it says message a model. So it means essentially that once I send this input to the OpenAI API, it's going to send back a message to the user. And in this case, it'll send back a message to this workflow. So you can see that the prompt here is, you are an elite and world-class SaaS landing page copywriter. You know how to write persuasive copy that engages users and gets them to convert. You are able to understand and audit any landing page and identify weak points and areas for improvement to make it more conversion friendly. And your role, and this is a very important part because you have to define the role. Your role is to analyze the copy of this landing page, and this is the JSON alt text that I've kind of put in here, and create this is the JSON alt text, by the way. Yeah. So I've just put this in here and create a comprehensive and professional SaaS landing page audit report. So it's going to do all of these things, right? It's going to check for the headline effectiveness. Is it clear, engaging, and catchy as to what the product does? Give a headline score plus action items to improve the headlines. So an audit is nothing. It's pretty useless if it doesn't give you actionable items to execute on. So it's gonna take the existing landing page copy, it's going to grade it, and then it's going to suggest effective outcomes, actionable steps that you can take to improve the conversion rates on your landing page. The second thing it's going to do is it's going to check for sentence clarity and conciseness. Is each sentence clear, concise, and adds value to the user? Suggest areas for improvement with actionable steps the user can execute right away. Then it's going to check for the product messaging clarity. This is very important as well, because you want to make sure that the messaging is super clear. Does it make people want to click the CTA? Is it clear? Who is it for? Is the promise clear as to what the product does? Then it does a value prop clarity audit. Your value proposition, right? How clear is the main value proposition of the product in the copy? Is the benefit clear to the user? Suggest areas for improvement here as well. How persuasive is the copy? Like, the copy is meaningless if it doesn't convince the user or it doesn't persuade the user to take action, right? So does it flow naturally like a conversation, or does it read more like an essay? Suggest areas for improvement here as well. Does it use social proof? And what other shortcomings are there in the landing page that if fixed will lead to better outcomes? Create a comprehensive audit report based on this. Give it an overall effectiveness score out of 10, and then based on your suggested improvements, give a potential overall effectiveness score that will happen if the user implements these suggestions. So it's going to do all of that, right? It's taken all this input, it's going to take in this chunk of text, and then it's going to create a report. So let's see what it comes up with. It's going to take a bit of time, so bear with me a little. All right, it's doing its thing, and it's executing the node. So while it's loading, if you want to check out all the tutorials that I've set up, go to marketcurve.substack.com and you can find all the tutorials there. All right, so it's come back with this, and you can see that you can see like some of these things like headline score 6 out of 10. The headline somewhat engaging and communicates a unique selling proposition. However, it lacks clarity. So it's already given up some advice, right? So now what we want to do is that it's very messy, right? So what we want to do is we want to send this via Gmail to our email address, so we can actually take a look at this in like a pretty interesting way. So I'm just going to click on this. It's set up to my own email address, and it says landing page roast, and it's basically the messages, here is your landing page roast, and this is the content that I'm just copy and pasting it here from OpenAI that's come in, and I'm just going to put this here, right? So I've executed the step, and I should already have received an email. So I'm just going to click this one. I'm just going to reload my inbox here, and there you have it. We have got the landing page roast. So you can see that here is the landing page roast. Headline effectiveness, current headline. Hey, that helps you during meetings, not after. The headline score is 6 out of 10. The analysis. The headline is somewhat engaging and communicates a unique selling proposition. It lacks clarity. Action items. Make the benefits explicit. consider revising something like instant AI insights and assistance during your meetings. Add quantifiable benefits, include a statistic or a specific feature that stands out. Sentence clarity and conciseness. It's giving action items here as well. Same for product messaging clarity. Value proposition clarity audit. It's 7 out of 10, but it still says action items like highlight key differentiators early. Show what sets Cluely apart from competitors upfront. Persuasiveness. Employ storytelling techniques, include short anecdotes. So you can see on the landing page, it doesn't do any of those, right? So it's doing that. So the current score is 6.5 and the potential score with improvements becomes 8.5. And this is the email. So you can kind of take this email, apply the insights that has been generated and kind of make changes to your landing page. So it's pretty straightforward, and you can see that you just enter a URL and you get back like a comprehensive SaaS landing page report. I hope you found this one useful. If you'd like, subscribe to my newsletter where you can get all of these tutorials every week. I drop one of these every week, sometimes even more. You can get access to all of those, and I'm looking forward to your feedback. I'm looking forward to what you think of this. And yeah, I hope you found this one useful. Cheers.